Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a model that was built for a relatively short period of time, from 1995 to 1999. Built in 500 pieces in platinum, this is the IWC Da Vinci Perpetual Calendar Rattrapante, reference 3751. 39 millimeters in diameter, the watch is 16.5 millimeters thick with a plexiglass crystal, 45.8 millimeters from lug to lug, and then there is a 19 millimeter spacing between these double-hinged or Vendôme style lugs. The watch's design is based on the Da Vinci Perpetual Calendar that was launched in 1985, a design by Hanno Bürcher, who completed a lot of major designs for IWC during the 80s. It includes the best of all possible worlds with the Kurt Klaus Perpetual Calendar system, the Richard Habring Rattrapante system or split second, the Hanno Bürcher design, and the Valjoux 7750 base movement on which this caliber is developed. So let's talk about all of that in turn, starting with the way it fits. In platinum, the watch has a satisfying heft to it, all the more so because of the solid individually numbered caseback. Because it is very narrow across the wrist and those lugs are double hinged, fit is outstanding, and I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. Though it's not a thin watch, because it is heavily sloped on its side, it probably will fit underneath most dress cuffs and certainly all jackets. Taking a quick look at the hardware and the software, you can see that this watch is rather simple in that it uses a conventional leather strap with a conventional and matching platinum pin buckle. The strap is black, semi-gloss, large rectangular scale alligator leather. It has sheer cut sides showing the layers of leather, a monotone stitch. There's calfskin on the underside, and as you can see, this is a IWC factory strap in brand new condition. The lugs have two hinges, and you can also see that, a sign of the times, the lug profiles bear hallmarks. So you have one hinge that is the spring bar holding the strap in place. So you can see I'm able to move it there. But then there's the second hinge where the Vendôme style lug joins the case. This creates a lot of articulation for easy use on a smaller wrist. We have lovely mushroom style pump pushers, and it does actually have a screw down crown. Despite being 30 meters water resistant, they were taking no chances here because they didn't want you to accidentally turn the crown in the intermediate position and set the calendar forward. Now the calendar is a brilliant thing. First, I'm going to mention that in order to clear all these hands, IWC used a dive watch style plexiglass crystal, and it creates a wonderful vintage effect off axis with the distortion. It is a true tritium dial. You can see T signed, and it includes patinaed tritium on hands as well as individual indices. The dial is a lovely gray metallic matte finish, and then I will screw the crown out and demonstrate how this calendar system works. I mentioned Kurt Klaus as the designer of the IWC calendar system, and indeed, in the mid-1980s, he launched a fully programmed calendar system that worked as simply as a conventional quick set. So if you can set the date on your Rolex Datejust, you can set this perpetual calendar. Note, even the moon phase moves in step with the adjustments, and all you do is you set the correct date and month for the year you're in. It includes the day, the date, the month, the year, the decade, the century, even the millennium, and the moon phase, of course. The moon phase is a disc of aventurine glass, so the details here are rich, and you can see the sub-registers are countersunk to create a little bit more depth to the dial. So you don't have to worry about looking up the moon phase, the day, the date, or the month. All of that is mechanically programmed, and all of that is adjusted with the ease of a conventional quick set. Now, if you pull the crown out, another virtue of the 7750 is that it does have hacking or stop seconds. So while this watch is accurate to intervals exceeding 100 years with the perpetual calendar, it is also able to set itself to the second using the hacking seconds function. The movement inside is basically IWC's own movement at this point, though. They start with the Valjoux 7750 base. They quickly dispose of almost every part except the bridges and the plates. You can see the individual numbering on the caseback, as well as some of the other text, such as the platinum notation. This has been done by hand, meaning that it is artisanal and hand engraved, just like a Longa movement would be. So is this IWC caseback. Inside, caliber 79251, unidirectional automatic winding, 44-hour power reserve, 8 beats per second, quick set hacking, and movement that has both the perpetual calendar system and a moon phase that uses the perpetual calendar style 122-year adjustment interval. So whereas a conventional moon phase needs to be adjusted every 2 years and 7 months, you can get away with adjusting this one only once every 122 years. The rest of the calendar is good through the year 2100. So lots to love about this watch. Cam lateral clutch chronograph, meaning it is absolutely tank tough. And I can also say that the cam system, as adjusted by IWC, feels as sharp as any column wheel. Remember, IWC replaced so much of this movement and then tuned it in-house that it really has to be considered an in-house caliber despite the value base. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.